Welcome to Brawlhalla!
Hello everybody and welcome to another training room tutorial. Today we are going to be talking about advanced mechanics in Brawlhalla. Once again, I am your host Raven from Blue Mammoth Games. So today we're going to be talking about a number of things including the damage indicator, gravity cancel, slide charging, chase dodging, and ledge canceling. So there's a lot of stuff to go over, and all of these things are somewhat more advanced mechanics that are not initially apparent to new players, but once you know about them, you will have a much greater and bigger variety of options in which to choose from. One of the first things, and it's not really an advanced executional mechanic, but it's something not a lot of players are aware of, is the damage indicator. So in the top right, we all know that's where characters' health bars are. But one of the things you might not have noticed is that when you hit a character, they actually flash the color of their current health. So as you can see, we're putting down damage to Azoth, and right there he turned from yellow to orange. Right now he's flashing orange, and very shortly he's going to be flashing red. Now this is just one more way for you to keep your eyes on your opponent as you are playing, but this flash and the color that it changes is always going to be representative of the amount of current damage that they have. This is even to the point where you can see it change in the middle of certain combos while you are keeping the attack on. So this is just one more way for you to stay on top of what your opponent is doing and not have to shift your eyes over to the top of the screen. So this is one of those things you should kind of try to pay attention to and add into your repertoire of tactics and tricks so that you can go ahead and become a better Brawlhalla player. Next up, we're going to talk about gravity cancels. Gravity cancels are when you spot dodge in the air and then perform an attack, canceling that spot dodge into a grounded attack. Now, I know that sounds a little strange, but I'll demonstrate it for you. As you know, there are no side heavies in the air. You can't do a signature in the air, but with gravity canceling, you now can. All you need to do is input a dodge and then cancel it into your next attack. Now, the downside of this is that your dodge is going to be put on a static 2.5 second cooldown, the same as the air dodge cooldown after doing it. So you can see no matter how much I mash on the button, it takes a minute before I can get a dodge after doing a gravity cancel. So just keep that in mind. That's kind of the way that we've balanced out how gravity canceling works. But gravity canceling works with any number of moves so long as you input the attack at the right time. If you wait too long, you're not going to get the gravity cancel. Instead, your dodge is just going to end. So usually these have to be done pretty quick, almost to the point where you can't even see the dodge happen. But it is available to you whenever your dodge is up, and you can cancel it into any of your grounded, special, or regular light attacks. Moving on, let's talk about slide charging. Slide charging is what we call when you start a signature while running and then you end up off the platform during the charge time. So this doesn't work with every signature in the game because some signatures have a fair amount of move stop. So one example of that is Orion's neutral, where the amount of slide that you get on it isn't going to be as extreme because of the fact that it kind of stops you in place. So you can see it, you can get it just a little bit, but not quite as effectively as, say, doing like the slide charge. Now, the amount of slide that you get on each legend's signatures is different from legend to legend, so you want to experiment with this and kind of see what the capability is. But it's nice to use with these attacks that move you forward, just because you can get some movement out into the edgeguard area without actually expending a jump. So slide charging is just one of those really cool things that you can add to your repertoire. Next up, we've got chase dodging. So chase dodging is the act of hitting the dodge button directly after an attack. And when you do this, you're going to get the full speed dodge animation as indicated by the big white circles behind your character. So, you know, a normal dodge at a standstill, you're not going to get that full speed dodge effect, but you'll be able to get it at top speed, and now with chase dodging also after landing any kind of an attack. So you can chase dodge in the air, you can do this off of heavy attacks even, you know, afterwards you can get that chase dodge. And the whole idea behind chase dodging is so that you can keep the pressure up on your enemy even after landing an attack. Previously, before adding this in, it was, you know, because you were at a standstill, you wouldn't get a full speed dodge, and it was making it harder for people to chase opponents down, but now this is something that you can add into your play. Anytime that you land a hit, you can get that chase dodge afterwards. You can even do this in the backwards, or excuse me, you can't do this in the backwards direction. It has to be done towards the opponent in the same direction that you sent them flying. So that is chase dodging. The last advanced mechanic we're going to go over in this video is called ledge canceling. Ledge canceling is something that is unique to down light attacks and can be done just by perfectly timing your down light attack as you get to a platform. So if you mistime it, you're going to get a down air, but if you do this correctly, your jump is actually going to stop and you will do a down light attack, snapping immediately to that ledge. Now, I think the timing for this is around 3 or 4 frames, so it is pretty tight. You do need to kind of get into the practice with this, but it's really good for kind of getting that move option that you really need, catching your opponent off guard, and it also is incredibly useful in some stages where you can ledge cancel combos into one another over and over again. So practicing ledge canceling is another one of those things that you can add. As you can see, I'm pretty terrible at it. I only get it maybe one out of every 6 tries or so. But a lot of our high-level players have really practiced ledge canceling to an extent where they are able to kind of get this every single time, and it really adds to their ability to maneuver around the map and just have more choices while fighting. So go ahead and see about adding that to your arsenal of tricks and tactics. That's all that I'm going to be covering in this video. I hope that this revealed some new information and new ideas for you. These are mechanics that we all put into the game or refined once they were found in the game intentionally. So all of these mechanics are intended parts of the game, and we do hope that you'll use them in your quest to become a better Brawlhalla player. For now, thank you guys very much for watching. Remember, if there are particular topics that you would like to see a training room tutorial video on, please just let me know in the comments below or on our Twitter at twitter.com/Brawlhalla. Once again, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time for the next training room tutorial video.